Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout and I decided to slow down the part where I'm showing you what I might be using. And a lot of it is from the kit, and that's the basic gray stickers, and it's two pictures from the museum in New York, and that chevron wood grain paper is by Echo Park, All About a Boy. The camera paper is from Lily Bee Design. The Polaroid paper is also from Lily Bee Design. The orange polka dots are from Basic Gray, and the orange chevron is a Basic Gray paper. So I decided to use a Crafter's Workshop template, and it's like a script. And I just want it to look like, because dinosaur, when people want to say something's old, they say the age of the dinosaur. So that script kind of reminded me of that. So I want to put it in a couple of places. And then I got a Kaiser Craft stamp. Let me see if I can find it and see what it is. So I used some Cup of Joe ink, and I just kind of stamped it all over the page. And then I'm going to cut down my photos. I don't want them to be 4 by 6. I just want them to be cut down, somewhat smaller. So I'm going to cut down my photos, and then I decide that I want to use some of those Polaroids, and I'm going to cut those down. And I cut 4 full one and 1 like a quarter one. And I can't find that Kaiser Craft stamp. Oh, there it is. It is Kaiser Craft called Grunge. So now I pull out that Lily Bee Design camera paper, and I cut 2 strips, one for the top, one for the bottom. And at first I think I'm going to use that Amy Tangerine Yes Please paper, and then I decide on the Echo Park. And I took out that Basic Gray orange dot, and the orangish chevron I matted the photo with. And I'm just looking for different stuff that I could be using on this page. Now I'm looking through my digital prints, and those I just buy the digital print from Studio Calico. I send it to Staples. I use the glossy paper, and it's like 50 cents each, and then I cut it apart just with my scissors and my cutter, and then I put a little bit of dot adhesive on the back, and then just mount it on those manila tags, and then they're ready to use, and I don't have to cut them as I need them. And then some of these are digital prints. They also were from the Amy Tangerine paper pad that I cut apart, and I'm just looking for more stuff that I could use, looking to see if there's a washi tape maybe that I could use, and I decide against it. Now I'm looking for some letters to use for my title. I'm looking at the buttons, which I'm not going to find, and not enough. I want 3. So I'm also a, member, you could say, of Stampin' Up! Club. And this month I had gotten some buttons because I've been using a lot of buttons. So I got the Regal and the Brights from Stampin' Up! So I'm going to take out the Regal out, and there's going to be 3 orangish buttons, and I'm going to use those. I went through the die cuts that came in this month's kit, and by the way, this is a Spencer's kit. I don't even think I said that. And I had 3 add-ons, and one of them was the Project Life add-on, and it came loaded with die cuts. I absolutely love it. This layout took me 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete. It is layout 11 out of 50 for the Facebook challenge, and it's the 7th layout for the Spencer's kit. And I think I walked away at this point. Instead of stopping the recording, I just kind of keep it going. And again, this was probably our favorite part inside the museum, was the dinosaur display. Like, we just could not wait to get to that display. So I took quite a bit of photos. So I just wanted, what I'm going to do in my album, one page is going to give a description of the place that we went, down to, like, to the facts, like when it was built, how long it took to build, and that kind of stuff. And that's going to be sort of the cover page for that place. And then I'm going to put all my pages that I created for that place in the back of that. So I'm going to do one for the Empire State Building, one for the museum, which I've already done the page. So these are going to fit in behind those pages so that when you flip through the albums, which I'm on my second album and it's almost full, you'll know exactly where those pictures were taken because it'll be behind that page title, I guess. So now I know that I want to use those Polaroids, but I don't want to leave them blank. So I'm just going through my stuff, and I think now I have my 6x6 paper pads right underneath my desk in a huge basket. So I'm going through my paper pads, and I end up choosing, I think it's a Simple Stories. No, it was crepe paper. Sorry, crepe paper. And it's just a journaling page, and it's kind of off-white, so then it goes with the craft. And I just cut it down by 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and I'm going to have 3 of them that are for journaling, and then 2 other ones I'm going to use them as pictures. I found a digital print that I wanted to use, and I just cut it in half and used the top part. And then I found a Polaroid that I really liked, and then sort of a die cut that said fun, and the digital print, I guess, says this is true happiness. And then I used the ampersand. It was a little metal clip that came in the kit this month, and then the word fun. So this is true happiness and fun, just kind of a little subtitle. And then I decide that I want to ink up all the edges because the background is kind of grungy and old. And I just noticed that I used another stamp set on that layout, and let me see if I can find it quickly. And all of these are from Kaiser Craft, and I bought a whole bunch of them, and they're not expensive at all. I think they're like $2.99, and I use them to do mixed media, which I did quite a bit in a row. Like I did quite a bit on canvas, and then the house we have right now is quite small, so I don't really have room to put them in. So I'm just waiting till I get in our new house, and then I'll start doing it again more. So then I'll have room to, put it in on the wall. So I haven't given up on doing it. It's just I've kind of postponed doing it. So that other roundish one is from Kaiser Craft. Kaiser Craft, and it's called Bubble Wrap. And I use those 2 stamp set. Now at this point too, I had found a little flag that said hello, hello, hello. And I don't know if at this point I had already walked away. I'm on a 7-day rotation right now. So I'm kind of doing just a little bit every night, like maybe 20 minutes. Just because I got to go to bed. I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So I've just been doing a little bit every night to try to still keep up with it, but I just can't put out the production that I do when I'm off. And so at that point, I had found photos the next day to put in those 2 little Polaroids. I pulled out some twine, some brown twine, and I want to put it. I was going to try and put it in behind the Polaroids, but you don't see it, so I just put it on top when I glue it. I just glue it on top, and then you can at least see the twine. And then I'm going to put 2 little bows at each end. I balled up some twine and put it in three places. 2 of them are clusters, and one of them is one of the Polaroids. And then now I'm going to cut down some extra little photos that we had gotten in the dinosaur section, and I'm just going to put it in those little Polaroids, so it's kind of bringing pictures to the bottom of the page. And then I'm going to start gluing everything down. And I pulled out a few wood veneers, a couple of hearts, and one arrow. And then at that point I had pulled out those buttons that I was talking about, Now I'm going to glue the twine down, and basically what I do is just put a glob of that Scotch quick dry adhesive and then put the twine. I had cut a piece of that brown paper from the Polaroids to put in behind that smaller Polaroid so that the die cut fun wouldn't feel like it was just kind of dangling, like it had something to ground it. So I put it in behind so that it would show up more too. And then I put a glue dot in behind each button, and then I realized the one that's with the Polaroid, that's plastic, so there's no way that I can, poke the needle through. I probably could with my We Are Memory Keeper tool, but man, that would be a lot of work. So I just decided to fake stitch it and then glue it on with a glue dot, and then I glued down my twine. And then I'm going to make 2 little bows and put on each side. And then I'm just going to glue the bow down with the glue button. I don't even try to make it with that longer string because to me that would just be more stressful. I'd rather just do it on its own and then glue it to the rest of the twine. And then it looks like it's part of it anyway. So it just kind of takes away from the stress of having to do a bow with a big string. So the title is just going to be Dynamite. And then I'm going to take out my We Are Memory Keeper piercing tool. And then I'm going to pierce the holes and sew on my buttons. And the thread that I use is crochet thread, and you can get it at Walmart in a big ball. It's like $5 and it lasts forever. And also someone asked me what was the tool that I used to take away the stickiness. And it is from EK Success. And it's called the powder tool, and you can find it. I found mine at Simon Says Stamps, and it's been around forever. So if you want to see some still pictures of my layouts, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket, Simon Says, and the Facebook challenge. And it's Nicole Jones 911 is my username, and I just paid for my blog, so I'm hoping in the next little bit that I'll be able to work on it. So thanks for watching. Bye.